Hello and welcome to my kitchen. My name is Ana Richardson. Today I'm going to do a 3-cheese bake with chicken. This is a very easy recipe. It's flavorful and you can do it to feed as many people as you want to. The way I have set it up, it serves 6 people. And you would need a baking dish about this size. The first thing that you're going to do is season the chicken. You want to buy deboned and skinless chicken breast. You're going to cut it in little squares and you're going to season it with mashed garlic, salt, pepper, and olive oil. I like to marinate my meats and put it in the refrigerator 24 hours, but you can do it with less time. If you're pressed for time, you can do it and marinate it maybe for an hour or an hour and a half in the refrigerator. This makes the flavors come together and the chicken gets very tasty because it acquires the taste from the salt and the pepper and the garlic, which is the important ingredient. Once you have it marinated, you take it to your skillet. You're going to heat it pretty much in high. Since I already have my olive oil together with my seasoning, I'm not going to add any extra oil. You also want to make sure that you cut the pieces of chicken more or less the same size so that they all require the same time for cooking. Because if you have different bite sizes, then you have different cooking times and some of the chicken is going to overcook. So you put it in very, very high heat and you're just going to flip it a couple times until everything is nicely browned. You might want to cook flipping the chicken every 2 or 3 minutes so that you make sure that every single piece is browned evenly. You want to make sure that everything is nicely brown, not pink anymore. Overall, I would say it takes between 4 and 5 minutes, 6 minutes on both sides, and that should be enough time to brown it. While you're cooking the chicken, you might want to put a big pot of water with 4 quarts to a boil so you can do the pasta. You can add a little bit of salt to the water and maybe a little bit of olive oil so that the pasta will not stick. Just a teaspoon, not much. Once your chicken is done, you want to make sure that the garlic does not burn because then it would get a bitter flavor. So you want to make sure that you move it enough so that the garlic does not burn inside the pot. Once the water is boiling, you want to add the pasta to the water and you're going to boil it for maybe 7 minutes, 8 minutes until it's tender. So you're working your chicken, you're turning it, making sure that it browns evenly on all the sides. Once you see it's fully cooked, you're going to add 26 ounces of a very good store-bought pasta sauce. You can do it yourself, but if you don't have time, you can buy one of those. Bertolli is a really good brand and they're very flavorful. So if you're pressed for time, don't worry about that. Just buy it store-bought. You're also going to add 1 can of 14 ounces of tomatoes. And you don't want to drain it. You want the liquid in there. You mix the chicken together with the 2 sauces and you bring them to a boil. While you're doing that, you can drain the pasta. Before you drain the pasta, you want to add the greens, the baby spinach, just a couple minutes just before you pull it out. Once the leaves are soft, you want to take it to your sink and drain them so that you get rid of all the water from the pasta. And once it's fully drained, you bring it back to the pot. Once this has boiled, you take it down and you simmer it for a few minutes, 3 or 4 minutes until it thickens a little bit and it dries up a little bit. Once the sauce has simmered for a few minutes, maybe 3 or 4 minutes, you want to add the Philadelphia cream cheese. You're going to use 8 ounces, which is a whole block. And you want to spoon it in and make sure that it is going to melt. When I'm cooking with the cheese, I usually like it at room temperature unless the recipe requires something different, because that way it's easier to handle and it will melt faster. Once you see that the Philadelphia cream cheese is fully melted, then you want to add this mixture to the pot where the pasta is at. You mix your tomatoes, your chicken, and your pasta sauce together with the pasta. And you also add the mozzarella cheese. You make sure that that is nice and melted. You turn off the heat and you just mix. Now we're ready to put it in the dish. See how pretty it looks? Once everything looks like it's mixed well and it has a sauce and everything, you want to spoon it over to a big baking dish that you're going to put in the oven. Once you have that going, all you have to do is sprinkle the Parmesan cheese on top. Now you put it in the oven, preheated 350 degrees for 10 to 15 minutes. The Parmesan cheese is going to melt and it's going to form a little bit of a crust. Now you're ready to feed your family. You can accompany it with either a green salad and some toasted French baguettes with garlic oil, and bon appetit, buen provecho. Enjoy your meal. Always, always have fun. The whole point of cooking a meal and entertaining your friends and family is to have fun. Have a wonderful day and I'll see you soon.